Good evening, folks out there, and welcome to another segment of the New Black Leadership Coalition here live at CAN Television, Channel 21. My name is Gregory Sane, the host and one of the co-founders of the New Black Leadership. I'm sitting here with my brother, my friend, Brother Enoch Muhammed, one of the members of the New Black Leadership and absolutely extraordinaire of the Hip Hop Detoxx,
Yes, sir.
all the way live international movement.
All the way live.
Man, what a pleasure, what an honor, Brother Enoch. We always like to thank the Creator, as you know, being the people that we are, and always making sure that no matter what we do, what we say, and where we are, we should always. Give all the praise and credit to the Creator for blessing us with the foresight, with the insight, and more so with the love for truth and our people. And we always would like to invoke the spirit of our ancestors because, you know, there's nothing new under the sun.
Nothing new.
But yet we stand on some very, very tall shoulders.
Integrity.
And oh my God, tall shoulders of men and women who have absolutely sacrificed everything that they had to make a difference in our community. And so the New Black Leadership would love for all of you all to understand that that's our structure, that's our foundation. And this coalition, although we are many organizations and wrapped up into this one huge, productive coalition, we all are spiritual and we love God.
Yes.
And so therefore, we're not afraid of any man.
Not at all.
And so we're going to speak truth to power no matter what and no matter who. So with that being said, look, man, you have no idea. I've always wanted to say this to you, Brother Enoch.
Yes, sir.
My young brother, I am so proud of the work that God has granted you, guided you to do. I watched you as a very young man with the task force.
Yes, sir.
And they were so active in the community.
Yes, sir.
And born out of that, here comes this vessel that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is so proud of and promotes and really heavily supports you. And not just you, but others who have decided that, like the scriptures, the book, be it Bible, Quran, any form of history, information, you are walking the walk, not just talking the talk. With the apology letter, with just so much that you're doing, bringing together people from all over the city. And I've watched you grow. So, and what I'm most proud of is that you get it.
Yes, sir.
You get it. It ain't about just preaching. It ain't about just ministering. The ministering and the preaching and the soldier and all of that is on the outside of all of those walls. And so what you're doing is huge.
Yes, sir.
Huge. And I'm really, honestly, brother, I'm proud of you because you get it. You can't go around the city and say, hey, have you ever heard of Enoch? And people are like, you mean detox? Enoch, are you crazy? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So your work by the grace of God, and I know where the praise belongs,
Yes, sir.
but for you to have the courage, man, to do the work outside of any walls.
Yes, sir.
So what made you, or what gave you this whole idea of hip hop detox? Where did that come from?
You know, I want to answer that question, and I thank you truly for what you've said. And I want to answer that question.
And I mean that.
Yes, sir. No,
I mean that.
I totally appreciate it. And it's encouragement to keep going, to keep doing more
Yes,
work.
sir.
And in the spirit of that work, I want to put these names out dealing with our ancestors. When you think of the work of not only Harriet Tubman and Madam C.J. Walker, but think about Mary McLeod Bethune and Ida B. Wells. Think about the women that you don't know their work, and I'm saying women for a reason. You know, a lot of what we deal with in society stems from our total disrespect of the womb that bore us. And most times it's difficult for us as men to reflect on how we've been taught wrong. Because when you're invested in being taught wrong, you have money and you have relationships based upon a failed practice when it comes to women, then you're not able to see how that practice affects you. And so with Hip Hop Detoxx, it's a process of removing lies and myths. That's the detox part. We're removing lies and myths because we're dealing with poison. We're dealing with a poisonous society. We're dealing with the reality that medicine and poison only varies, as one of the characters in the movie I was watching recently, it varies based upon the dosage. Upon the dosage. So it could be poison on one level, but it could be medicine. But it depends upon what's your intention. And Hip Hop Detoxx, at the root of what our whole goal is and was with Hip Hop Detoxx, we wanted to take all those movements that were birthed over the last, 460 plus years, all those movements that were birthed, our goal was to look at it and say, you know what, whatever title or label or personality that truth came from, let's look at how we can utilize the principle. How can we utilize that work so we can stop reinventing the wheel? What can we do to be a bridge and to pivot to help, first and foremost, young people who they don't know who Mary McLeod Bethune is. They have no idea who Ida B. Wells is. You can ask them about Jesse Jackson, they're going to look at you like, I think I heard of him. I don't really know who he is either. So when you have young people in generations, the last several generations, so disconnected that they think hip-hop started with Lil Wayne. They think hip-hop started with Eminem. So many young people, they're so disconnected because there's a disconnect from the adults in the history, the adults in the principles that help us. And so hip-hop, we define it as being truth without boundaries. And the detox, by meaning to remove the poison or to dig into that lie, dig into that half-truth, because anytime you tell a lie, there has to be some truth there.
So what made you come up with this apology letter? Because that connects to the lie as well as the humility and the atonement piece to say that we are fragmented, we are traumatized, we are yet healed, and therefore we have not moved beyond our pain, and so we stand disunified. And folks that are listening via Facebook or live, we do have a phone number. I know we got a caller. We're going to get right to that caller. The number is 312-738-1060. 312-738-1060. But when you think about, as I reflect on some of the principles in that particular apology letter, you just mentioned the lie, and you had referred to the female, and even just our babies on how we have let them down. And I think we all can take some blame that and be a bit guilty. But how was the letter, the apology letter? What was that born out of? I mean, because
it's a byproduct. It's a byproduct of detoxing.
Okay.
Like when you think about when you're doing real work with yourself, real work with another person, you have to remember that work is force times distance. When you break it down mathematically, scientifically, it's work is force times distance. So if you put your right hand over your left, and you started, those in the listening audience, the viewership, if you rub it real fast, you're gonna get what? You keep rubbing, you're gonna feel friction. You're gonna feel that heat.
That's right.
Well, whenever you have people working together, the byproducts of working on anything is going to be a little bit of miscommunication. It's going to be some pain, some disappointment, maybe a little bit of envy and jealousy. But you're going to get all these things that naturally come up because you're doing work. It's like lifting weights. You're breaking down the muscle. And you got to build it back up.
Right,
well,
right.
when you're working with people, those things naturally come out. And the reality is that when you're working with young people and you're wondering why I can't sit down and pay attention to this reading material, why I can't, focus on my studies and I got to talk to somebody, I want to call somebody out their name and slap them. Well, what's going on with you? And the more you work with them, not against them, not castigating them, no, we're going to work with you. What's going on? We got to ask the right kind of questions.
That's right.
And when you ask the right kind of questions in the right spirit, then they understand, oh, this person cares a little bit something about me. Well, I'm going to let them know what's up with me. And when you find out, oh, this is what's underneath the surface. Okay, what do you do with it then? Do you throw them away? Or do you look at, well, what are the causes of this? And then what activities can we be involved in that can assist you? And that's where your leadership come in at.
And I love it because we're going to take this caller right quick.
Yes,
and I want to come right back to that because that's action makes words unnecessary. But the words that you have on that apology letter, they piercing.
Yes,
I
sir.
mean, they real powerful. We'll take the call. Hello, caller. How you doing? Good evening, caller. Are you there? The caller still there? Okay, they're gone. Well, you call back. Sorry, we couldn't get right to you. So when you look at Brother Enoch, the place where we find the world, because we're not exempt
Not at all.
from the world.
Not at all.
Nationally, locally, and I mean right in our face. When you look at the place where the world is, as it turns, and you see turmoil in our lives, our community, and it's been ongoing. And I mean, there's conversations always around resources. The conversation is always around racism. Conversations always around discrimination, and conversations always, and more so now, around what have you done for me lately in terms of doing for self. So with all of the information that you're disseminating, what is it and where is it that you would like to see our community? The world, but if our community don't get out of this state, this particular condition, but where? What is it that you want to see in the end?
Well, it's funny you said that because I was thinking about what I want to see now.
Right,
and
right,
then
right
look
now.
At the end. Right now,
I mean, at the end of like when you speak,
Right.
Not
Of
so
the
much
word,
down
the
here.
action, right.
Yeah.
I think we first have to redefine our terms. I'm not able to use the word community very loosely. I don't want to speak idle words. And to me right now, community is an idle word that's thrown out, especially in the political arena right now. People, they want your vote and they want you to do this and that. But you cannot have a functional community and see these neighborhoods in the conditions that they're in. When you look at Chicago, you look at Baltimore, you look at St. Louis, you look at LA, you look at all the different places where it's predominantly non-white, predominantly poor. When you look at those areas, if you define it correctly, it would be better to say trauma center. It would be better to say triage.
Wow.
But we do ourselves a disservice by saying, well, in the community, we need to do blah, 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 blah. Where's the community at? Where's the neighborly relations at? Where's the community policing at? Where's the businesses at that are representative of those who reside in that community? Where's our power at? If it's not there, then that means we are not functioning as a community. We may be a colonized group. That might be a better term.
Wow.
We're a colonized group. There's a colony over here. You have 23, 24 neighborhoods in the city of Chicago. Those are 23, 24 colonies.
And guess what? What you're saying is so true. Even the church, the people at any particular church right now do not live in that neighborhood or within that those streets. Because I'm not going to use the word community right now. Boycott the word. No.
Boycott the word community unless you have a functional community.
In close proximity, they don't live in close proximity to that church. They either drive out to the suburbs, they go to another neighborhood, go past the church across the street from them, which is a mentality that we do not see. And so
they have a key. They have a key. Like if you move to another location, evidently they have aspects of what a real community is that you want to enjoy. So if you can financially afford to go there, you should be of the mindset. If my church resides in an area that's a trauma center, I should talk to the pastor and say, look here, I live here because we don't have these traumatic things going on. Let us build this up in this neighborhood, and that be part of the church work.
So the shepherd. The shepherd. Well, the shepherd is supposed to feed the flock.
Yeah.
But the flock is feeding the shepherd.
Yes, sir.
And the shepherd getting fat, and the flock is suffering. Let's take this call right quick. We got a call on. We'll take the caller real quick. Hello, caller. How you doing?
Yes. Good evening, guys. How you doing?
Good. Can you speak up a little bit, or can we turn that volume up some?
Do what now?
Can you just speak up a little bit so we can hear you?
I can speak. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you a little better. Thank you.
No disrespect to y'all guys. Enoch, I would love to see you come back again and speak again. And no disrespect to the host. Listen, if you give this man a chance to talk, he has a lot of things he needs to say, and I would love to hear you say it. So maybe you might invite him back next time. And
you always invite
me. And let him speak.
Thank
and
you.
Again, no disrespect to you.
Oh, no, we ain't worried about that. We having a conversation.
Yes, sir.
So, thank you. So, when you look at the fact that the church is not there in close proximity to where they live at, that's a clear example. You said, if you like what you see out there in the suburbs,
right,
and you see where you go to church at, it's a trauma center, how do we correct that?
Well, first of all, stop avoiding the reality. See, if you say you believe in Christ, well, was Christ trapped in four walls? Or was Christ traveling the highways and the byways, helping out the people?
That's right.
And so if you're in an environment where they're selling drugs on the corner, you got prostitutes walking down the street, so you can't even get into the church building without being propositioned, that means you got an opportunity to follow Christ and do what Christ said do. If you have a masjid or a mosque or a temple, that means you got a chance to do what Muhammad said you're supposed to be doing. There's nothing that prevents us from doing that except either we're fearful, and that's a problem if we're fearful, or we just don't care.
Or we complacent. Let's take this other call. Hello, caller. How you doing?
Yes. Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening.
Great show as usual. You got a great show. But listen,
Thank you.
What the gentleman is saying is right. But it's going to take more than the black community to fix the black community. Because, first of all, there's not enough money. So why don't we all get together, bishops and priests and everybody else, get together, go as one, all the communities here in Chicago, and say, listen, guys, if you don't listen to us now, you may not get a chance to listen to us. You'll probably get shot and killed. So please, have more than just one community. You need like they say, it takes a village to raise a child. Well, it takes a city to correct the city and make us all one whole again. And you know what? I'm 69 years old. I went and fought myself in Vietnam, and I'm proud of my country. Let's make it a great country again.
And I love it. I got it. Thank you. We got it. And let me just say this. In respect to the New Black Leadership Coalition is a coalition. We get it. We know what being collaborative means. But I'm telling you, no matter what prescription, no matter what recommendations the doctor give you, you got to do something before the doctor can help you. And that means you got to do for yourself and other people, they are more than welcome to support us. And I want to tell the other caller, I love you. When you get your own show, bring Enoch on. No, I'm just kidding. And let him talk, but we having a conversation. But go ahead, Brother Enoch.
The caller that called, and we truly appreciate you calling in. He said he was 69 years of age.
Oh,
and
yeah,
he's
yeah,
a veteran. So a lot of respect, to you. I remember being a high school student, not knowing my way, and one of my friends joined the Illinois National Guard. And so I followed my friend, but I was too young to go to Fort Sill, Oklahoma, so I wound up being a year and a half, 13B1, 13 Bravo, field artillery. And I remember joining the military at that time, and my thoughts about, not only serving my country, because that was last on my list, in all honesty, I wanted a way out. I wanted to be able to pay for college. I wanted a job. So that's the reason why I followed my friend into it. But I'm saying this just to say this. Whatever your intention is, that's going to drive your desire to get done whatever you say you want to get done. If I'm tired of the bullets, flying in my neighborhood, if I'm tired of seeing the condition of where I live, well, guess what? Maybe I should put lottery out of business. Maybe I should say to my friends, look here, y'all, we spend in our zip code alone $28 million a year just in lotto and lottery in one zip code. Maybe we should say, instead of putting it on that, maybe we should reinvest that money and put it in things that can make money, because we have a lot of needs in our neighborhoods so we can transform them into functional communities. Maybe we should do that. How much liquor do we imbibe in our own city? I think they said Chicago was we were up there in terms of the amount of liquor. Maybe instead of me spending $800 a month on liquor, maybe I can cut back, at least go $300 or $400, and I'll cut back. I don't have to take so many shots at the bar and buy up the bar. Maybe I can take some of that money and invest it in those things that will help us. The thing that I'm saying is that, yes, our tax dollars should come back to us in some form of fashion to help us. There's no way that TIF dollars should always go to these beautiful tourist spots out, downtown, and you refurnishing Navy Pier, you doing all that kind of stuff, but you're taking the money away from us in terms of where it was intended to go. You're taking it from us. And I'm meaning the politicians and all those who are supposed to represent us as servants. I agree with you. However, if this is our neighborhood, this is our children, these are our people, well, then what should we do? Should we continue to spend our money frivolously, or should we find a way to say, I'm going to invest in us so that we can own our own neighborhoods?
And let me tell you this. As great a movie, or I don't know how great it is because I haven't gone and see it yet, but no matter how much money and revenue Girls Trip is, what is Girls Trip putting back into the community? So when we think about weave, a lot of money we spend there. Getting your nails done, spending it with somebody else. Going to the corner store, spending it with somebody else. So we are nothing but consumers. And then let me just say this.
Just buy it.
There's so many things have us distracted. We know that our brother, Colin Kaepernick, we know doggone well that he's better than Cutler. But they don't care.
They care nothing
They
about
care.
it.
They signed a bomb and gave a bomb. Yes.
million.
$10 million, a bomb, and here's a brother who just bowed down on a knee because he took a stand for something that made sense, and he's being punished, and that's why I'm not watching personally, not one game. I'm not really into that anyway,
right.
But that just shows the blatant disrespect
It's very blatant.
that we are allowing people to have against us. And so what you said, Brother Enoch, is right on it. We are in a state of sleep inside those great, beautiful buildings.
Most definitely.
But the work is outside
It's always been
of those walls.
It's always been
Yeah, you go there to get the medicine.
Right.
You go there to get the treatment, to get fired up.
Right.
And then you take that energy, that
gotta go
motivation,
out.
and go out.
Yeah.
Man. So what's on your what do you have coming up soon?
Well, as a nonprofit organization, we've been doing a lot of work from the educational services perspective and
Great.
the public health perspective. And so right now we're in a process of aggregation, where we have to aggregate the work that we do and duplicate the work, because there's no way you should have one New Black Leadership Coalition and not have in 50 cities a new black leadership.
Oh,
coalition.
absolutely.
There's no way you should have one hip hop
Absolutely.
detox in the city
Absolutely.
of Chicago and not have 49 others in other cities. So right now we're looking at processes and structures that we are putting together so that we can just look at how we can activate people
And let me
to
do
work
this.
together.
And I want to put this up here real quick. I know we're going to be going off in a few minutes.
Okay.
But if you're interested in the new black leadership here in Chicago, this is how you can get in contact with us. So if you're interested in the new black leadership and knowing more about us, then that's how you can do it right there. So, Brother Enoch, I noticed that I love it when you bring that apology letter. Because that apology letter, that's so many conversations. So many conversations that we need to have with each other. Because something is gravely wrong. And no matter how bad we feel about the sugar tax or the bag tax or the water tax or the air tax or whatever tax, our greatest enemy is our ignorance, and we will not unite as a people and solve the crisis, the problem. And those who claim to love black people, I love God, I'm Christ-like, and you go to church and you go to the mosque and the synagogue and the cathedral, and damn it, you walk by people every day and don't speak. You're not Christ-like.
You know what? And I'm glad you said that because we have an exercise that I hope people can join in. You need to connect with New Black Leadership Coalition, Hip Hop Detoxx. We're on Facebook, Twitter, etc. We're going to be in South Shore. We're going to be in Roseland. We're going to be in Inglewood. We're doing Detox on the Block. And with the apology leading that effort, we're looking to, again, aggregate. You have many people that are doing work, but they're doing it in silos. They're not communicating with each other. So our goal is to say, look here, when we detox on the block, we want to bring everything that's in that neighborhood to the forefront and give it a platform so that we can connect the dots with each other so then we can look at sustainable work. And so if you're interested, please hit up New Black Leadership Coalition, hit up Hip Hop Detoxx. If you live in the Chicagoland area and you're in the South Shore, Roseland, or Inglewood areas, let's connect because we'll be doing it before the end of September.
And the people on Facebook Live, you notice, I've never said this, but I just thought about it, live. Facebook Live. Let's come alive and deal with what we need to deal with to bring our community back to life. So we could be live. You're not live if all you're doing is socially interacting and we're not in each other's face
Right.
across the block, across the street, around the corner, bonding with each other like real smart, intelligent human beings, figuring it out of what we got to do. Thank you, Brother Enoch.
Hey,
thank you very,
much for having
very
me.
much, man. Let me
Yes,
tell
sir.
you something. We need an hour. We need part 2
Yes,
with
sir.
Brother Enoch, Hip Hop Detoxx. Can we get that song?
Well, which one? When I say hip hop, you say
Detox.
detox. Hip hop.
Detox.
Hip hop.
Detox.
That's what's up. That's what's
Thank
up.
you, Brother Enoch.
Thank you very
and
much.
thank you guys here at Channel 21 Cable Access Hotline. Peace out.
Peace.